You don't change a habit by trying to change the habit. You change a habit by changing you. And what I mean by this is, too often when we are changing our habits, we see the habit as the problem, right? Let's take, for example, smoking weed or nicotine or alcohol. When we try to stop these habits, we are shaming ourselves and shaming the habit as being the problem. But if we can look a little bit deeper, we will find that the habit that we are trying to break is not the problem, but rather has been the solution to a deeper problem for a very, very long time. Meaning that this habit that you are judging yourself for is the very habit that you picked up to support yourself in finding comfort in a chaotic time in your life. Maybe you've been through trauma. Maybe you've been through some really challenging experiences in life. Maybe you've been dealing with a lot of stress and you picked up smoking weed or nicotine or alcohol or drugs or porn to release some of that stress, to release some of the pressure and find relief from the pain that you were experiencing. So if we can start to understand that the habit that we're trying to break is not the problem, but has been a solution, then we can remove the shame around it. And that is step number one that I work with in my clients when they are wanting to release habits, that we first acknowledge it, acknowledge the habit and acknowledge how it's impacting them negatively. We accept it, and we accept it first by releasing the shame and finding a sense of compassion and love and forgiveness for ourselves with the habit. And when we can start to do that, we create space in the nervous system. We create space inside of us for healing to happen, because healing cannot happen when we are judging, shaming, or criticizing ourselves. But when we can bring ourselves back into a frequency and a perspective of loving compassion, then it creates room in the heart. It creates room where you are starting to heal the deeper layers of trauma and pent-up stress and anxiety, that the habit that you are trying to release is no longer needed. So if we can focus on changing us and not the habit. For example, let's say you're wanting to stop drinking, right? Maybe you're drinking because you feel lonely, you feel dissatisfied in your life, you feel very stressed out. So if you can start to do that internal work first, to start to bring a sense of grace and loving compassion to ourselves, then the habit is no longer needed. And yes, there is still a psychological, emotional, and biological component to addiction and to habits that I'm not dismissing or disregarding. That is still an important part of the process. But if we can first bring ourselves back into the vibration of love, then we're going to be much more equipped and in a state of mind to be able to navigate the healing process, right? So the habit that you're trying to change, that you have been judging and shaming yourself for, isn't the problem, it's been the solution. Now the work is to create a better solution, a more sustainable solution, a more healthy solution. So whatever the habit is for you, maybe stop trying to break it for a moment. If you're stuck in a rut of trying to break a habit and it keeps coming back in, one, that's deeply affecting your self-confidence and it's deeply affecting your sense of integrity, because you keep telling yourself that you're going to stop this thing that you're not stopping. And then you're starting to feel like your word means nothing. So give yourself permission to let go of the need of trying to force it away and start to just bring yourself back to a place of grace. Grace, grace. Grace, love, and compassion. If you can bring yourself there, you can start to do the deeper healing work where eventually the habit doesn't have such a hold and a grip over you. So if you are needing deeper support on this, reach out for help. I'm here. So you can click the link in my description if you want to book a free call. This is what I do. So if you're wanting to break free and really find inner peace within yourself so you can release these habits and addictions, let's connect. But otherwise, sending so many prayers and blessings and love to you. Much love.